As Paul Revere and William Dawes raced west towards Lexington from Boston that fateful night of April 18, 1775, predominant black patriot Wentworth Cheswell was headed north. In fact, Cheswell was so integral in the colonists' fight for freedom, he is considered a founding father. Now, excuse the hairdo, because this hairdo is crazy. I'm not going to hold you. Got the Lord Farquaad going on, but the forgotten black founding father. Wentworth pulled his hat down on his head as he kicked his horse to go faster. The evening was warm, but the wind was brisk. It stung his face as he leaned over his horse. The British were coming, and he had to tell the Minutemen. More than likely, you have been told about Paul Revere in your childhood. You feel me? The British are coming. The British are coming. I'm pretty sure you've seen cartoons, TV shows, movies mention it. We've all heard of Paul Revere. However, that same night, a black man was riding and warning America about the British. Did anybody hear about Wentworth Cheswell? I did not. Definitely didn't hear that he was considered a founding father. So again, from the very beginning, black Americans have been here. Crispus Attucks, we all know, because he's the man who first shed blood for the creation and birth of this country. Upon graduation in 1765, Cheswell returned home to become a school teacher in Newmarket. He also purchased his first plot of land from his father. So now we got generational land. You know, his pops had land and his grandfather had land. Within 2 years, he had 30 acres of land, owned a pew in the meeting house / church, and married 17-year-old Mary Davis. A year later, he and his wife welcomed the first of their 13 children, and by 1770, his estate had grown to 114 acres. In 1768, at the tender age of 22, just in case you thought he was like some weirdo, you know, marrying some young girl, he was, 19 when he married his 17-year-old wife? 19. Cheswell was elected town constable, becoming the first known black man to hold public office in the Americas. The Committee of Safety was the lifeline of the American Revolution, carrying intelligence and messages between tactical command centers. Cheswell was responsible for taking news to and from the provincial committee located at Exeter. When the British warships Scarborough and Kensu were headed to Fort William and Mary on December 13, 1774, in attempts to retake it, Cheswell and Paul Revere rode to Portsmouth to warn citizens. Cheswell continued on to Exeter for instructions for troops traveling to Portsmouth. So this is what I'm saying. They were together. So not only did they do similar jobs, they knew of each other. They knew each other and rode together on the same night. The same night. When the British arrived to arrest Samuel Adams and John Hancock, as well as take the colonists' weapons and ammunition, Cheswell was again there. He rode north, alerting the Minutemen that the British are coming. A third of the men rushing to confront the retreating redcoats were notified by Cheswell. 1/3. In April of 1776, Cheswell and other wealthy citizens signed a document pledging, at the risk of their lives and fortunes, to take up arms against the British. The document supported and encouraged the Second Continental Congress to declare independence from Britain. Wentworth Cheswell was a leader in the classroom, the church, and the community. He preserved history, both written and physical. Cheswell selflessly served his community and his country his entire adult life. He was a teacher, a veteran, and undoubtedly one of America's founding fathers.